So I've been thinking about Venerable's teachings the past few weeks on refuge. And so I've been kind of going over my life these past, it's been over 10 years since I met the Triple Gem. And it's like having probably the most intimate, honest relationship that you will ever have with anything in your life. But like all good relationships that are worth their salt, they take time and a lot of work and effort. And so, and I also came to realize that when I first met the Dharma, the Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and I think this may be true for everyone depending on their karma and their conditioning, their culture, is that perhaps when you first meet the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, you have a very strong heart connection to one of the three. Or maybe if you're more fortunate, maybe two of the three, and if you're most fortunate, all three at the same time. So when I first met the Dharma 10 years ago, the heart connection was definitely felt on the with the Dharma. It was one of those moments where I listened to Venerable teach for the first time, and even though there was the distracted mind that was suffering and discontent which brought it to the Dharma in the first place, there was this very clear, strong yes and a very strong sense of relief. I had shopped around the spiritual supermarket since my 20s, and I felt that I had come home in a way that I really couldn't put words to. And then as the years went on and I started receiving teachings not only from Venerable but from some very qualified Mahayana teachers and from some fundamental vehicle teachers also, some of the folks in the Thai tradition, I started realizing that they held the Dharma in their minds, and that I started feeling connected and a sense of respect and appreciation for the fact that I was receiving the Dharma due to their kindness, for their years of study and practice, and that I was being the recipient of this kindness. And so as years went on, and I started feeling a deeper connection to the Sangha, and particularly to my teacher, because despite my stubbornness and my obstinacy and my laziness, she continued to be incredibly patient and kind and compassionate with me over the years. And so I began to appreciate the qualities that she had in relationship to just dealing with me as a student on a very conventional level. And then, to be honest, it's only been maybe the past 2 years where I have felt the relationship to the Buddha deepening. And I think part of it is because I came from a Judeo-Christian, religious background with Jesus and God and so forth, and I didn't want to, and the Buddha's not anything like that, is that I wanted to make sure that I didn't bring some misconceptions into my relationship with him. And he was I had him far away out there on a cloud somewhere, just like, Jesus and God. And it's only been in the past 2 years that I have found a voice to actually speak to him. And of course, he comes in different forms as Tara and Manjushri and Chenrezi and Vajrasattva. And so that has been a growing process. And what I have found helpful is reading stories about his life. And there are some wonderful books out there, not only on the historical context of the times in which he lived, but there are some that come out of the Pali Sutras that talk about more specifically the teachings that he gave. And so if you take refuge, or you become a Buddhist, or you took refuge years ago and you find yourself in and out of how do I feel, I don't understand, I feel distant, I'm not connected, is just to continually just give yourself an opportunity to come to relationship to any of the three jewels that you feel connected to, and that it does require a certain level of commitment. It's not blind faith, it's not a romantic kind of relationship in any way, shape, or form, that it's totally from the heart and the Buddha potential that we have in each and every one of us. So it takes time, but through time there's a lovely relationship that does start to develop with the Triple Gem. And it is something that will take us all to enlightenment. And the final result, of course, each of us becoming the Buddha jewel, the Dharma jewel, and the Sangha jewel.